Hello, everyone. Welcome to Some Good Jazz News. I'm George Kahn, and it's a pleasure to have you all with us tonight. I'm so glad you showed up to watch this live video premiere party event. We decided that rather than try to play live on Zoom, which is always problematic and sounds kind of crappy, that instead we would present some really great videos of the band and highlight some of the people that made the album come to life. We have the members of the band with us tonight. We got Acuna. We have David Hughes, disguised as the Swede. And we have Pat Kelley with us tonight. And they are going to be joining us for this, this broadcast. I wanted to immediately share some good news. The album Dreamcatcher came out 4 weeks ago, and it just got on the charts this week. It entered the top 50 this week at number 47 on the Jazz Week radio charts. So radio is loving the album. It's getting played on about 40 some odd different stations across the country, everywhere from Hawaii to Maine and Quebec. So people are loving it. They're playing a lot of different songs from the album, and it's pretty exciting. So if you do live in any of those cities that has a jazz station, please, feel free to call them up, email them, say, hey, I heard you have the George Kahn Dreamcatcher CD, please play a cut, and maybe they will do that for you. So thank you. So that's some good news right off the bat. Let me introduce some of the people that are on the screen. I'm guessing, I shouldn't guess, I should talk to my good friend Adam. Adam, is everyone seeing the whole Calorie Review? Okay, so I did mention Alex and David and Pat Kelley already. We also have two people from PATH, People Assisting the Homeless, Carly Berkowitz and Tessa Madden. They're going to be speaking later about some good news about people assisting the homeless. We have Jonathan Brock. Jonathan is with Slicing Light Productions. Jonathan created the first video you're going to see today, and he was in the studio with us recording video of the song. So we have an amazing 5 different videos of some of the 12 songs on the album that are all on YouTube to watch. We also have Courtney Lemmon and GIna Saputoas with us. Courtney and GIna are singers with the Jazz Blues Revue, my other group, and I'm so happy they're here with us, and we're going to be featuring them on the 3rd video. And then from France, from France, not Paris, but from France, we have Stefan, Novak, and Anna calling in at 3 a.m. France time, and their eyes are open. You're not drinking coffee or anything. It's pretty, I'm impressed. So. Stefan and Anna wrote the song Eva, which we featured on the album, and Stefan produced a video for that, and we're going to be seeing that as well. So we are expecting a couple of people from Catalina Jazz Club to drop in. Manny and Catalina Popescu should be dropping in to say hi as well. They're not here yet, but we're hoping they will be showing up. So that's kind of the crew here. So this is all about some good jazz news. And first of all, I do want to say that, please, we're not ignoring the fact that LA is in the process of having total lockdown starting at midnight tonight. All of Southern California is having a bit of a COVID pandemic crisis right now. I don't want to make light of that. It's what it is. So, at the same time, we're all doing our best to stay safe and not get sick, and at the same time live our lives and bring some joy and bring some music to the world. So that's kind of what motivated me to keep going. I mean, we started this album back in January before anybody even knew that there was going to be a pandemic. The first 5 songs were recorded in the studio back in January, and then we were planning to have a live concert the weekend of March 15th, which was when the first shutdown happened. And it was Pat who called me up that morning after I had sent out all these emails saying, we're still on, come over to my house. We're going to have like 50 people. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Pat went, maybe not. So, so we canceled it at the last minute. We did not have that event. And since then, it was just kind of like working our way through it. So we finally got back in the studio in July to record the balance of the album. Alex did not come into the studio. He overdubbed his parts, did an amazing job with that. And then from there on, it's just been mixing, mastering, and my goal was to get it out before the holidays, and we succeeded. We got it out, released November 6th. So, and the feedback I've been getting is that people really like the album, and they feel it's timely. It's very easy to listen to. It's not easy listening, but it's listenable, and people are really digging it. It works when you're having a cocktail. It works if you're making dinner, like my wife is in the other room. It works in all kinds of formats, so it's worth a listen if you haven't checked it out yet. So with that, let me introduce a couple of the people of the band and see if you have some good news to share. Pat, do you have anything you want to share? Any good news you want to talk about? You have to get you unmuted there, Pat.
Unmute myself.
There,
is that better?
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm happy that the record is getting some airplay, so that's really cool. Really glad to hear that. I guess good news is I've been playing a lot, and just as a guitarist that loves to play solo guitar, I played for probably about 3 hours today, just playing tunes, and so I've been keeping my chops up through this, even though we haven't been playing any live gigs. I did work on a new record that'll be coming out, I think, really soon. Mark Winkler and David Benoit are doing a record together, and I played on that and had a few projects. So, life's good. Doing a lot of cooking and playing tennis and riding my bicycle and just trying to come out on the other side of this thing. So really happy about us getting this record together, and I look forward to playing another live gig before long.
Great. Pat, I just want to thank you for everything you brought to the album. You didn't just play guitar, you helped produce it. You did some of the arranging on the album. The arrangement you did of You and the Night and the Music, I think, is just fantastic. And it's a really, here's my wife.
I'm here. I just want to say You and the Night and the Music.
Oh,
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. Yeah, it's wonderful.
A lot of fun. Thank you.
All right. David Hughes. David Hughes, say hi.
It is I.
Hey, David, first of all, I want to know, are you like about to start the DJ set in downtown LA at some underground club, or what are you doing there?
Well, actually, I'm in Pasadena. So Pasadena follows other rules than LA, apparently. So I guess we'll be rocking here until midnight when the whole Southern California lockdown goes into effect.
Wow.
Yeah. Which it sounds more dramatic, I think, than it really is, because you can still, you can go shopping, you can go hiking, you can go exercising, you can walk a dog. Good excuse to get a dog.
Right.
Yeah.
You can go shopping for food and,
Exactly, yeah. I think retail spaces can still stay open. They just have to have a limited capacity.
Right.
So it's mainly, you can't go to a restaurant and eat. And I think for a lot of people that equates lockdown.
Right.
So, but good news. The good news is that I'm still here. And so, all my friends that I know, we're all careful and keeping healthy. In terms of music, I've been busy working on some projects that just never seem to get finished, and suddenly they get all finished at the same time. So I'll have a bunch of songs being released soon, and
Awesome.
New album. And also been taking some time to go hiking, exploring the Sierra Nevada. Although last time it got a little cold, so I think the season is over. But we have local mountains here in Southern California that you can, despite lockdown, you can go hiking. So,
Right.
Yeah, so that's great.
David, I've got a photo that I found of you on the internet that I want to share. If Adam can find it.
Don't believe everything you find on the internet.
It's I was looking for pictures when we all had hair, and so I did find one of you, and Adam's having trouble pulling it up right now, but
I do have hair. It's just in a different part of my face.
Right, absolutely.
oh, we'll come back to that. In the meanwhile, Alex Acuna.
Hey,
Man, how are you?
doing really good. Thank you.
Good. Tell me something good, man. I know there's always good news from Alex.
Well, I just know that the joy is always good for your health. It's good for the bones. So I've been practicing that since I was born. Being joyful. But there are many more reasons than that to be, why we are joyful in my home. We have beautiful family, and all the time we enjoying the grandkids and everything. So, I know other people have animals. We have different kind of animals. Beautiful. And musically, always practicing, trying to keep up the chops. Doing some teaching online, some universities in England and Mexico, South America, things like that, and podcast, many StreamYards, interviews, and all of that. It's great. It's good to be available in these days because there is a lot of time, and we are very healthy, like I said.
Okay.
Talking about whatever they call it, the lockout. My children, they own 11.
Oh, we lost you there, Alex. You froze up.
We can show his picture.
While we're trying to unfreeze Alex, I think we found the picture of David.
No, we have Alex's picture.
Oh, we have Alex's
Alex's
picture. Let's
picture.
see Alex's picture.
Jersey Mike's. Yeah, so I don't know. Stable. Say, wow, my internet connection is stable. Impossible. Anyhow, I hope I mean now.
You're back. Yeah.
You're back.
I'm back. Yeah, like I was saying, so they never close. I mean, the Jersey Mike's, everybody is been like, ordering and just take out, pick up, things
Right.
like that. Just like the nurses and the drug stores, they never closed. They've been through the pandemic and everything, working hard, very hard. And it's great to see that too. So yeah, very positive stuff going on.
Oh, it's so good to see you, Alex.
Definitely. How you doing, Diana?
I'm good. It's so good to see you. Always.
Thank you. We're
Yeah.
doing good. Thank you.
So Alex, we have an early picture of you that I think we're gonna show for a second here. We can get it up on the screen.
Here it goes.
Oh, it's up on the screen right now, so you can't see it, but it's a lovely picture of you
Where is
from about it's on the other.
Oh, I see.
It's from I don't know, about 1970 or so, I think, something like that. It's, again, when you had hair. So, and do you have the picture of David? Maybe you can pop that up for a second. Yeah, these pictures are showing up on the YouTube live version. I'm going to be seeing David, and then after that, we have a fantastic picture of Pat Kelley. You want to put up?
Okay, we have David.
All right, David's up right now, and. Pat, the picture of you did an album called High Heels, I think, back in 79, is that what it was? And you were a rock god, man. You were like the Eddie Van Halen look. I think it's very happening. Do we have that up yet?
Are you looking for Pat?
Yeah.
Those were the blonde days.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Is Pat up there?
It'll be 1 second.
Okay, it's coming, Pat. Who played on that album? Do you remember, on the High Heels album? It sounded like
man.
Eric Marienthal was on sax, but I don't know.
That was an amazing band on that record, because we cut that live with Vinny Colaiuta, Luis Conte, and Michael Fisher, two percussionists and drums at the same time. Bass players were John Patitucci, Kenny Wilde, and Neil Steubenhouse. Eric Marienthal, Gary Herbig. It was a real all-star band on that record.
I thought I recognized Eric's
Yeah.
playing. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, that's fun.
You got it up.
Yeah.
All right, there it is. So I wanted to also introduce my wife, Diana. Diana Kahn is with us. Diana has a credit on the album as the voice of reason, and it's well deserved. Diana's going to give some good news.
Yes, I just want to say that as the voice of reason, and it's actually listed on the back cover, I'm thrilled with the creation of this CD. And not only because I love the vibe of the music, because it really kept George out of trouble during these really challenging times. Instead of only doing mortgages, it's like he was totally obsessed with this album. And, you know, spending time with him at home 24/7, he wasn't grumpy because he was doing music. So I could say I love this album for many reasons. So let's hear it for artistic expression. Thumbs up.
No, thank you, Diana. And let me take a quick moment and just while we're in the Zoom room here, to give a shout out to Jonathan Brock. Jonathan is the at Slicing Light Productions. He's the video editor and cameraman and everything that made this next video you're going to see happen. Jonathan joined us in the studio and did all the videos, and then helped put together this fantastic Dreamcatcher behind the scenes video that we're going to premiere for you in a moment. And also just, I don't know if I mentioned Courtney Lemmon, GIna Saputoas yet, but they are with us. Courtney Lemmon and GIna are with the Jazz Blues Revue and my other group, and we're going to be seeing them in a little while in one of the videos. So, yeah, I think it's time to show the video of Dreamcatcher behind the scenes. This is a 9-minute video that I put together with Jonathan. We took various clips from the videos that he did of the live recording of the album, and he edited in some behind the scenes clips. There's some really good interview sections with the different band members, and I think it will really give you a sense of what we did and how we did the album, how it came to be, and you'll get a better sense of what it's all about. So, Adam, if you're ready to put it up on and run it, I think we're ready to watch it. So this is the back door to Tritone Studio, run by Tally Sherwood. And Alex is getting his drums arranged. Hi, Alex.
Hey, hi, man. Good morning.
And then over here we got David. Well, here's Pat now. Hi, Pat.
Hey,
How you doing?
getting ready for the big show.
We're getting set up for the session.
Maybe Alex just go ahead and count it off.
My name is George Kahn. I was born in New Rochelle, New York.
My name's Pat Kelley. I'm a guitarist. I've been a guitarist my whole life.
My name is David Hughes from Sweden.
My name is Alejandro Neciosub Acuna. I was born in Peru a long time ago.
I've spent most of my jazz life playing in bands where I'm the only chordal instrument. I always liked the freedom it gave me to play with the harmonies and not worry about bumping into the guitar or another keyboard player. But about 2 years ago, I started working with Pat Kelley and just fell in love with his playing and the sound we created together. Pat is one of those guys that can sound like Wes Montgomery one minute and like B.B. King the next. His sound is so versatile it fits into any context. This must be why he's in such demand in the LA studio scene. To round out the band, I chose my favorite drummer, the incomparable Alex Acuna, and the talented David Hughes on bass. David has played with the who's who of LA jazz musicians. After 2 years of gigging around Los Angeles, it is now time to document this group and share it with you. Somebody once said, there's never a bad time to play a great song. And so that's what we're doing here. We're doing the whole album, almost the whole album is standards, songs that aren't always performed, so they haven't been, overused, but songs that when you hear the melody, you know the name of the song and you know kind of what the song's about. We don't have any vocals on the album, but we capture the mood of the song, and I think just by hearing the melody, people get the vibe and know what we're going with. The improvisation of jazz is what really attracts me to it. The fact that it's spontaneous, it's in the moment. You are taking everything you learned up till that moment and getting out of the way of it and letting it just flow. And that's the essence of jazz, and that's what I love about it most. So, Pat, tell me about this amp that you're using.
Well, you're going to get the special amp on this project. Yeah, this is a authentic 1957 Fender Bassman that belonged to my dad for years and years. And so when I got it, I had it completely restored. We had recovered it poorly years ago, trying to make it look like a black amp, which was really dumb.
And what guitar are you using on this session here?
This is my Roger Boris B120 model guitar. It's my favorite, and should work just fine.
I love playing jazz because everybody in the group gets to be involved in creating something together. As creative people, we love to express ourselves, and when you're playing classical music, you're interpreting what somebody else wrote for you. And when you're playing jazz, you're creating.
I found in their music the essence of what really music is, for me, this is personal. Rhythms, melody, and harmonies. and improvisation, which is the fourth thing that music carries. Still learning and trying to understand it better and better, because this genre of music is like different bubbles that they surface when they're being boiled, you know. It's alive. Jazz is alive, and it's life.
Pretty good take.
Very good take.
Enjoyed that video. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Jonathan, for doing an amazing job and sharing your talents with us. That was really great. Jonathan, do you have any quick comment? Do you want to comment on the video or the band or the experience?
Absolutely. This was such a privilege to be in the same room with great musicians and have my little crew with me, Hal and Susanna, and just being able to capture this was a thrill. It really was. And being a musician myself, I was able to apply some musicality to all the musicality that's there, and I just can't say it was a really, really fun project for me. So I'm honored.
Thanks, Jonathan. That's great. I was going to talk about Manny and Catalina and the Catalina Jazz Club. They don't seem to have appeared, unfortunately, but I'm going to give them a quick shout out. The Catalina Jazz Club is one of the oldest jazz clubs that are still in existence in LA. I mean, there have been a lot of jazz clubs over the years that have come and gone, and Catalina's has been around for at least 30 years, maybe more at this point. And they get the top bands when they come through town. It's a great room. And Catalina and Manny kind of runs the room, have dedicated their lives really to keeping jazz alive in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. They are struggling, as you might imagine, with COVID. And I did want to give a shout out to them because I think Adam has a little image of a review. I had my first featured jazz concert at the Catalina Jazz Club back in 2000. They were the first club to stick their neck out and book me to do a night under my own name when my first album came out. And so I do owe them a lot for that, just believing in the music and having me play there. Don Heckman wrote the review. It was a mediocre review. I don't recommend you read the review, but I do have it. It really did happen. It was really published in the LA Times, so that's good news. He compared me to George Winston. I mean, really, come on. I mean, okay, maybe a little bit, but anyway, I that's fine. Anyway, Manny and Catalina's are having a fundraiser right now of their own on the GoFundMe site. And I think Adam has an image of that. They've raised over $100,000 so far. They're aiming to raise $130,000 to keep the club alive. And one of the things that is wonderful about Catalina's, besides the fact that they keep the music alive is that they've had the same staff like forever. Like people have worked there for 20 years or more, and that's where in raising this money, it's to keep the staff alive. To keep people living and keep them around, so when they can open the club again, they'll be able to run it. So, if you have a minute, you haven't given up all your money for donations for 2020 yet, you might think about going to the Catalina Jazz Club GoFundMe site and give them a little love there. And I'm sorry they didn't join us verbally here, but they're in spirit. They're here in spirit, and we're in spirit with them as well. I showed some early pictures of the other band members, but I didn't show any pictures of me yet. So I have a couple of pictures, a couple of early pictures. I'm not sure which one is going up first.
70s first.
Okay, so this is the earliest picture. This is before I moved to LA. I'm in a top 40 band.
Oh, this is the one I voted for.
The band was called Fortress, and unfortunately, it's not a color picture. We're wearing powder blue leisure suits. And
elevator shoes.
And elevator shoes. Yep, it's a classic. So that's an image of me. And then there's another one, I think, Adam. There's a second one that's a little later. That was when I moved to LA and I was in a disco band. It was one of the last disco bands called Sweet Charity, and we were one of the last disco bands because every club we played at the end of our run, the owner would say, "Hey, that's really great music, but now we're going to just have a DJ play the songs that you're playing. We don't need you anymore." So we closed about 5 different clubs.
Your claim to fame.
We were the last band before disco totally took over. So
your claim to fame is how many clubs did you close?
Yes.
Right.
That's right. I have a long and sordid history of closing clubs. All right. So that's good news. Let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about Eva and the song Eva and my good friends Stefan Novak and Anna, who are still awake in France at this incredible hour. Stefan, do you want to say hello? You unmute yourself and say hello for a second?
Yes. Hello, everyone. In English. Don't have a sound.
Yeah, you're on.
Okay. So hello, everybody. Sorry first for my English. It's night here, but we have drink a coffee before, and we are very happy to be with all of you, and it's a big pleasure to be in live with you.
Thank you, Stefan and I. Oh, and did you want to go on? Say something.
Ciao.
This is Anna. Hey, Anna. So Anna, it's good to see you. You seem like you're in good health and good recovery. Somewhat. Yeah.
Oui.
Excellent. I'm so glad. So the way I met Stefan and Anna is on the album. We had a prize, not a prize, but a reward where people could pledge a certain amount of money, and we would record an album. There were two of those rewards available, and Stefan got on there and grabbed one of the rewards. And when I contacted him and asked him what song he wanted us to record, he said, "Well, I work with Anna K. Eves, and she's written a bunch of songs, and maybe you could listen to them and see if one fits what you're doing, because we'd love to have you and your band record the song." So I listened to the material, and the song Eva really jumped out at me, and so that's the one we ended up recording. And just to give you a little background before we show the video, Anna was born in Paris to British parents. She's an artist, a songwriter, a composer, singer, and a musician. And at the age of 26, Anna had a stroke, and she lost the use of her right side, and she lost her ability to speak for quite a while. Now she finds herself in a way trapped in her body that can no longer write, play her guitar, and at the same time she's left beautiful songs and unpublished recordings. So Stefan and Anna have created this project where they are approaching other artists to record Anna's songs and bring them to life, and I'm very happy to be part of this project and to have you be part of the album Dreamcatcher. So after we did the recording, Stefan was thrilled. He actually sent me an email and he said, "We're here crying in France," which really touched me. And he said, "What can I do? What can I do for you now that you've done this beautiful recording?" And I said, "Well, if you want to put a video together, I'd love to have a video that matched the song." And so Stefan put together this video, Aviva. And we're going to premiere it right now, I think. Adam, are you ready to bring it up? We're going to see the video, Eva.
Do you want us to speak or just stay muted and smile?
Yeah, you can speak.
Just say hi? Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll let you speak. You can speak.
Just make that face.
Are we live now? All right, we're already live. Awesome. Thank you, Stefan and Anna, for that beautiful video. I love that song. I really do. I think the mood that we captured really carries that song. It's a simple melody, but it's very evocative, and I just love it. It's really one of my favorite cuts on the album. Thank you. Right, well, we have a couple other people on the call on our show tonight from PATH, People Assisting the Homeless. We've got Tessa Madden and Carly Berkowitz. And my history with PATH goes back about 15 years. PATH is a charity that I chose to help out by doing music for them for events 15 years ago. And it started out kind of small, and then it kind of grew and grew, and we've gone through a variety of clubs. We did the show at Catalina Jazz Club for quite a while. We started doing it at the Broad Stage the last couple of years. And then this year, there was no place to play because everything was shut down. And I didn't think Jazz Night was going to happen again, but it did. So I'm going to turn this over to Tessa. She can talk a little bit about PATH and stuff like that.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having us, George, and for always including a charitable component in your work. I think it's just been one of the joys of my career at PATH. And I've been working, George, this is going to probably be a little surprising to you, but you and I have been working together for 10 years now. This was my 10th Jazz Night this year. So, so we go way back, George, somehow suddenly it seems. So, I think it's been such a wonderful partnership and been so great for our organization. So just a little background, and then I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Carly, who really has been producing the events in the last few years and was able to, with George and the band and GIna and Courtney, pull off a virtual jazz night that was more successful than any of our others in years past, shockingly. So it was really, really amazing. But PATH is one of the largest homeless service providers in the state of California. We're actually currently serving 20% of the homeless population in the state these days. We have grown like crazy. When I started, we were just here in Los Angeles. George was supporting our our newly created housing development arm. Fast forward 10 years, and the fundraiser that George does is our really kind of signature fundraiser every year for our housing development arm, which is a separate 501c3. And with the support of George and you all and a number of other supporters, we've been able to build over 1,500 units of affordable and supportive housing that's just in the last 5 years. So it's pretty wild. It's a wonderful, wonderful work we're doing, a wonderful kind of village of supporters we have, and we couldn't do it without everyone. But this Jazz Night event that George and the team has done every year has been really kind of a pillar of that housing development work. So we're so thrilled about it. Actually, it ties back because our early shows were at the Catalina Jazz Club. So we did it there until we just outgrew it, but we loved working with Manny and having it there. But in years past, we've had it at the Viviana. We've had it at the Viviana in downtown Los Angeles. We've had it also at the Broad Stage in Santa Monica. And this year, we hosted it online. So I know some of you probably tuned in, but I'm going to let my colleague Carly tell you guys just a little bit about the good news and how successful this year's Jazz Night was. So thank you, George and all.
Thank you, Tessa. And hi, everyone. George, thanks for having us and for being so great to work with. My name is Carly, and as Tessa said, I work with her at PATH, and this was actually my 4th Jazz Night, which I had the same moment, Tessa, of being like, oh my goodness. So this is the 4th year I've been on the team supporting with PATH Ventures Jazz Night. And like Tessa mentioned, this fundraising event is for PATH's kind of like brother organization. So our real estate development arm. And this fundraising event really is, this concert is the main form of fundraising we have for that organization. So it just means so much to us. And we've been able to make a huge impact because of the band. And so a little bit about this year, we pulled together a virtual jazz night. I'm like still, I think, digesting how successful it was. And I'm just so proud of everybody that was involved. So we actually were able to, thank you to GIna and Courtney also that are on the phone. I appreciate you guys so much. So George and the Jazz and Blues Revue band, we recorded them performing at the Village Studios this year. So usually we're of course live, but we pre-recorded everything, which I kind of felt was a really fun component because we were able to have like a private evening together of just enjoying the music. And then we hired a really amazing team to kind of put the whole event together into one large video and to stream it online. And so we had a really successful event. As Tessa mentioned, we were actually able to fundraise more than $115,000 towards building supportive and affordable housing. So we truly, truly could not do this work without George and Courtney and GIna and everybody else on the band, everybody else that helps produce the music. It means so much to us. And I just really, really appreciate all of your support. I'm going to go ahead and if everyone can see the chat, just put our website in the chat. If you want to check us out, we are a statewide organization, but homelessness, unfortunately, is nationwide and international. So I promise you'll find something on there interesting. And let us know if you have any questions.
And then I'll just chime in lastly really quickly to say that I think for all of us who generally produce or perform in this event, it was a wild time being able to just watch it and enjoy the night of the event. I know, Courtney, I saw your Instagram posts and everyone from the performers and the event producers to be able to sit there and just see an event and kind of enjoy an event that we had produced and not be in the moment kind of on. It was really fun. And I think our participants from across, we had some participation from across the country. So we had about 125 people tune in that night, and even more have watched it after the fact. So it was really special to get to share this a little more broadly than we usually do, just having it in LA. So we had supporters of Path from across the state and the country. So hugely successful. And I think there are some things that even in a post-COVID world, we can learn from and take and be able to really share with our networks more broadly. So good things, good news all around. So thank you.
One of the amazing things of that's been happening through this pandemic is that as people get more used to the idea of live stream and online events, people are showing up. So like you said, we actually had more people at this event because they didn't have to drive to Santa Monica to watch it. I think we've got as many people watching this video as would be driving to a club to see us do a CD release party. So, it's part of what it is. Courtney and GIna, why don't you unmute yourselves and give us a little idea of what it was like putting this thing together. I mean, I have a story of how difficult it was to pull this off, doing a live band in the middle of COVID at a studio in LA. But why don't you give us your take on it?
I'll just start really quick by saying, I mean, we're really, really excited, but there were some things that went down for sure. But, Crystal and I got together and we FaceTimed GIna and we started with this idea for a song that we were going to do. And we were doing it in this room with GIna on FaceTime. And we were going back and forth sending recordings that way. So it was definitely not ideal because we weren't all in the same room together, but it totally worked. And I think the final product is amazing. But yeah, it was definitely a lot. I mean, going to the studio and us getting ready together and still trying to keep distance from people and the food, everything was just, that day was chaotic, but it came out so great. We had so much great feedback from it, and everyone was so professional, and it was really a great experience. Really fun, actually.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we had so much fun. And Tessa, it looks like you have a halo around you, which you should. You're such an angel for making this happen. And every year it's been such an incredible experience. And, as musicians, we serve the music and we're there for the audience. And then to have that extra layer of actually being able to do something that's positive and helpful to our community is just gives us even more purpose. And it was not ideal. Courtney and Crystal really held it together and nailed it in the circumstances that were not ideal during the COVIDian era. But, the one thing that I love about this time is that we are resilient and we adapt, and we have learned brand new skills and skill sets and really had to rely on some things that we've been working on for a long time, and that really come in handy, just learning songs quickly and being able to rehearse efficiently and just make the best of our time together that is so limited.
Yeah,
so it was an incredible experience.
Amen to that, GIna. I mean, it was. I'm so happy that, Path was able to raise so much money this year that we just, like, when I heard that news of how much was raised, I was like, oh my God, yes! Like, we were very, very excited. And lots to celebrate too. But that was definitely deep breathing is a skill that has, it's really good for this year.
Right. I have to share that I was like, there was this moment between the dress rehearsal. We got to the studio and did a run through, and then we had like, a half hour or whatever before we actually did the performance. And there was this moment where I went into the bathroom and I looked in the mirror and I thought, what the hell am I doing? Why did I even come up with this idea that we were going to have a seven-piece band with 3 female singers performing live in the middle of a pandemic at a studio in Los Angeles? It was like, we created a very high bar to jump, and we did it. We pulled it off. I do want to mention before we show the video, none of us are wearing masks in the video, and I just want to mention that we were very conscious of the COVID requirements. The studio itself is extremely careful in terms of who they let in. They spray down your shoes. They take your phone before you come in, the whole thing. And, we took our masks off for the video because we felt it would look best, but it wasn't like we were flouting any type of rules. We set the band up so we were 6 feet apart, and we did everything we could to match the COVID requirements.
Well, and not to mention, we all did several tests before we arrived that day.
We had tests. Right. We had tests throughout the rehearsals and tests before we got together for the performance. So, we were jumping through hoops to make this work, and it did work. It came off great. So we're going to play one song from the show. The whole show is available on YouTube. I can probably send the link out to you, but you can find it. I think if you type in Path Jazz Night 2020, it'll probably show up in YouTube. But we're going to play one song from that, which is really cool. It's a mashup between Billie Eilish's Bad Guy and Wayne Shorter's Speak No Evil. And this is the Jazz and Blues Revue, featuring GIna Saputoas, Courtney Lemmon, and Crystal Starr, as well as M.B. Gordy, Will Braun, and Lyman Medeiros in the backup band. So let's see that video.
White shirt, now red, my bloody nose sleeping. You're on your tippy toes, creeping around like no one knows. Think you're so criminal. Bruises on both my knees for you. Don't say thank you, oh please. I do what I want when I'm wanting you. My soul so cynical. So you're a tough guy, like it really rough guy, just can't get enough guy, just always so puffed guy. I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy. When you take control, even if you know that you don't own me, I'll let you play the role. I'll be your animal. My mommy likes to sing along with me, but she won't sing the song. If she reads all the lyrics, she'll pity the man I know. So you're bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy. Duh. So you're a tough guy, like a really rough guy, just can't get enough guy, just always so buff guy. I'm the bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy. I'm only good at being
All right. Hey, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This has been an amazing hour, and I've been so glad to share it with you all. I want to just once again give a huge shout out to the people that all made this happen: Tessa and Carly, Crystal, Courtney, and GIna that made the Jazz and Blues Revue happen, and that may be the next album. We don't know, but we'll see. That may be what's coming up in 2021. There's some good music there. It needs to be heard, right? Alex, David, Pat, thank you so much for joining me tonight and being part of this project and making it what it is. You guys are just awesome. I just love playing with you, and I can't wait till we get to play live again. And with that, I think we'll wrap it up. This has been a great hour. Thank you so much for joining me and joining us for some good jazz news. And it's been fantastic. Thank you so much. And you all have a great night.
Yay! Thank you, George. Thank you, everyone. That was so beautiful.
All right. Have a great
Carly,
evening.
if only we could have that champagne.
Bye, Alex.
Bye, Anna.
Pat, great seeing you all. That's great. Welcome.